What's going on, y'all? All right, so this video I'm going to be doing a little how-to of if you got a 7.3. I've been having a few issues here lately, here for a while. One was my fuel mileage just started going, straight to crap. It just horrible fuel mileage. And it slowly got worse and worse and worse. And finally got to the point I was like, man, I got to do something. So I've done some research and whatnot, and truck's been, idling real rough, not smooth like it, typically did. And also my transmission, I just recently had it rebuilt by Sam Wise out west. And so, I reached out to him too, and, got talking to him about the transmission for one. And he said, well, it could be the pigtail on the solenoid pack. It could be, something in the solenoid pack as well. But start with your exhaust back pressure sensor. I was like, I never gave that a thought. So went out, pulled the sensor off, cleaned it out the best that it possibly could. Got it fairly clean. Now I pulled the tube off. Well, let's just say I tried using wire. I tried using all kinds of stuff. I even tried using the smallest filler wire, like for TIG, and I couldn't get anything to podge through it. I even took air. I took brake clean. I could not get it to go from one end of the tube to the other. So that sucker is clogged big time. So with that being said, I tried cleaning. I said, heck with it. So I went to my local parts store and got them to look it up. And just so happens, hold on. They had one. Well, not really had one. They had to order one, but it only took a couple days. So I put the old one back on until, the other one came in. And I'll show y'all out here under the hood. Most of them kind of varies of where the location is. Mine, the sensor is right on top. Right in front of the high pressure oil pump reservoir, and then goes down and connects to the manifold on like the front side of the manifold. So I'll show you all that next. All right, so if you're looking at the front of the motor, right here in front of the high pressure oil pump reservoir, it's going to be that plug right there. Just unplug that, and it's a 1-inch socket to take that off, take the whole sensor and everything out. And then you want to use a 9/16 on the bottom side of that sensor to hold the bracket and everything still while you're busting that sensor loose. That way you don't have to worry about, it breaking on you or bending on you or whatnot. And then come down here inside the fender well. Lens is all dirty. Right there. Okay, now on some of the newer style 7.3s, a lot more of the fender well is cut out. If you want to cut that out to get to it easier, that's completely up to you. I didn't really want to do that. I'm probably gonna end up doing like custom fender wells here later on, but for now I just dropped the whole fender well out, and it took me like 2 minutes to drop it out. So I got right to it the first time. But the second time when I just put this one in, I just crawled underneath because, since it had been busted loose before, it came loose relatively easy. But yeah, you just drop that out and then put the new one in. And what I'll probably end up doing is eventually going on and replacing that sensor completely. But when you pull that out, clean that sensor out. Try not to get up in there too aggressively, because obviously the sensor inside take a chance of messing that up. But and then where that sensor and the tube itself connects to each other on that bracket, then you will want to clean out the inside of that hole. You'll see it when you take the sensor out and then the tube out and everything. And then just take the 9/16 once you take the sensor off there. Use the 9/16 to hold the smaller nut on the bottom side of the sensor itself, and then bust the other nut loose for the tube, which is a 5/8 on both ends of the tube for the flare fitting. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's not much to it. Biggest thing is making sure, thank God, that neither one of the fittings broke, especially the manifold, because if that would have broke, wouldn't have been good. But thank God it didn't. So what I did was I soaked both the fittings in PB Blaster for like a day or so, and then just, it was easier to where I didn't have to put so much tension on the fitting itself, was dropping the fender well out, or if you got easy access to it, if your fender, fender well set up a little bit different as far as, the cutouts and everything. But that's what I done. It took me like 2 minutes to get the bolts and everything out of the fender well, and just dropped it out and just laid it on top of the tire, and I was able to get right to it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not hard, just a little bit time consuming and wiggling yourself into a few odd positions when you're underneath, or if you got a lift, way easier, which we will have a lift here very soon. So anyway, that is pretty much it. I should have updates on the builds that I got going on here shortly. Just been slammed and trying to get a whole bunch of stuff done and out the door to customers. So yeah, hopefully I will be tearing into mine over the winter and maybe the first of spring before I get to mine. I don't know yet, because I want to pull the axles, send those off. Haven't decided if I want to tear them completely down and get them powder coated yet. Haven't decided. And then the gold truck is just about done. Just got to finish up the front 4-link and get the bags put on, and make sure everything's right on it, and get the air management here, hook that up, make sure it functions properly, and then get it tore down, send off the paint, powder, and all that stuff. And then hopefully she'll be done here very shortly, probably 2-3 weeks max. That way I can get this sucker up out of here. There was a few other things that Chris was going to get me to do to it, but under the circumstances, it was taking a bit longer than anticipated for the build. So I think what we're just going to do is, there might be a few things that I'll do to the truck that he was talking about wanting to do while it was here. And then he said pretty much it's going to be a winter project for him to get done, and the motor and everything put in it. Pretty sure it's a twin turboed Cummins. I can't remember. I think it's a 24 valve he's putting in it. 12 or 24, I can't remember. Regardless, it's going to be awesome. But anyways, y'all stay tuned for that. I'll try to, once he gets the truck done and running and whatnot, try to get some good videos and everything of it. Like I say, he's from Kentucky, and I'm here in Virginia, so. But yeah. Okay, so I got the new tube put on. I'm gonna take it down the road and see what she does. We did have issues with the shifting, and once I would get up past about 30 pounds of boost, it would want to defuel. So let's see what she does now. Okay, so just a quick recap. I was having fuel mileage issues, shifting issues, and it just, yes, when if I would be taking off like from a stoplight or stop sign or something, and I just romp it. Once it got past about 32 pounds of boost, it'll almost like defuel itself. And yeah, so that was my issues I was having. So yeah, like I said before, I'd done some research, and now took it out, and like seen just now, I laid into it and I hit 40 pounds of boost, no problem, and she never died out, never did nothing. She just let her rip. So my defueling issue, I believe I got that taken care of. Fuel mileage, I got to wait a little while, to see if it does any better. And transmission wise, when I romp it, yeah, lot better now, a lot better. I took off, pulled over, and then took off again, and just got into it about maybe quarter throttle, and shifted a lot better. Not quite what I would like it to shift, but being a built transmission, it's only going to, you know, shift, but so just like a stock transmission, because, you know, being built and everything. So I'll run a while, you know, see how she does, but so far so good. You know, knock on wood. But anyways, so yeah, I'll get this video uploaded hopefully tonight. So y'all stay tuned and keep an eye out for what's to come. See y'all.